So you are all. I guess it is. Who's driving the cart right now?
E-tree.
That's
Me.
right. That's right. E-tree is. He's taking directions from probably Havel. Yeah, because Havel's the one directing them because he knew where this
Ouch.
ruined city was.
We're going to Gorek, right?
We're going to Gorak. Or are going to the ruined city? You're pointing. Yes.
I thought we were going to the Gorak first.
Okay. Okay. Then y'all are going to Gorak.
But they're on the same.
Or
general direction.
yeah, because I know we were going to Thunar's house on the way to wherever we were going.
Mm-hmm.
Are the ruins in the same direction as Gorak?
They're in the direction of Gorak. It is not at Gorak.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so we'll stop on the ruins on the way there.
Yes.
Whichever one happens first.
So if we were heading towards the ruins, we'd probably pass by Thunar's place first.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's the current kind of idea.
Gotcha. Okay, we probably were heading to the ruins. Then we're just gonna stop by Thunar's place first.
Yeah.
All right. So
Stay
y'all are in this little cart. You're trotting along. It's a pretty easy trip so far. And is there anything y'all want to say as you make your way? Any discussions you want to have?
Do I recognize any part of the land yet?
Yeah, I'd say it's starting to get a little more familiar. You can roll a history if you want to see how well you remember it.
Cool.
Question.
Ask.
So, looking at
19.
Maynard and Thuella,
Mm-hmm.
how similar do they look to Thunar? Like, does Thunar look like he's kind of like almost like a half and half mix of both of them a little bit?
Yeah. So you
Like, does he have similarities between them?
Yeah. So you look at Maynard and Thuella who are sitting next to each other, and then you look to your right probably, and you see Thunar. And Maynard's hair is starting to gray a little bit, but you could definitely tell it was of a lighter color. So you look at that. You look at Thunar. You look at his. Let me pull up his image so I can accurately describe some of his features. You see his very very square jaw, and you look back at Maynard and you see a similar squarish jaw. Looking back at Thunar, you see his I guess his very big build is very similar to that of
I just came back to sentience. Who are you explaining?
You came to sentience? Well, if you're sentient, you would have known.
See, I came back to it.
Phelan is asking if there's any resemblance between Thunar
sorry.
and Maynard and Thuella.
Sorry.
His parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Well, so like there's some obvious
there's some resemblance there.
Those do I have.
I would
Like
like
if you saw them just standing next to each other, you probably wouldn't put two and two together. But if you if with the pretext of they're they're related, you definitely see it.
So I would
whose
like
nose do I
to-
have?
Whose nose? Probably your mother's.
There we go.
So I would like to, in my notebook, as we're traveling, we get a long time, sitting in a cart. I would like to draw, or try my best to draw in the book, Maynard, a plus sign, well, like their faces and stuff, or whatever, kind of like a little drawing that, and then an equal sign and then a picture of Thunar. Okay, I'd like to kind of like do that and kind of like basically identify the portions that seem to match up, like from each one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give him pointers on what looks better. No,
Okay,
that's not
yeah.
right.
So you're not proficient in any sort of like drawing tools. So I guess just roll me a d20 flat and see how well you do.
That's a 13.
13. Okay, I'd say you'd be able to get the point across on your drawings.
I'm gonna get that. I'll get it down and then
Some of
look
the
to Briar.
features, some of the features are a little exaggerated.
I'm gonna look at Briar. Briar.
The political cartoon.
Think.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely get your point across.
Okay, well, look. Can you help me out? Can you help me out? I'm trying to convince him. Like,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll
Are you
make
good at
some
drawing?
I'll make some edits to it.
You'll edit it.
Aren't you
This
good
is
at?
peer review? I'm peer reviewing the piece of art.
I mean, aren't you like proficient in like
Yeah,
forgery or something like
I
that?
think so. Yeah. I think.
Yes, forgery kit.
Okay.
I mean, that's similar.
Well, do you want me to just do the same thing?
You can add your like proficiency to it.
Okay. It's not gonna. That's not gonna be it. Hold on. I rolled a 2. Oh wait, I can use lucky,
Yes, you can.
right? Yeah. Yes, you can.
We're using lucky on.
If he
What
rolled
am I-
low enough, that's exactly what it would have shown up as, Carter.
What am I adding?
Yep.
Just
Your
proficiency.
proficiency, so I think it's 3 right now at your level.
Oh. Can I use lucky more than once?
What'd you roll? What'd you roll?
An 11 was my highest one.
Oof.
Hold on. Let me look.
You're good. Don't waste your lucky on it. You're good.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll just.
I can actually see the similarities in Phelan's drawing.
Yeah. I rolled an 11.
11. All right. So you're able to touch it up a little bit. Make it look a little better. Ooh. And so now have this drawing that you can see the resemblance to Maynor and Thuella and a little bit of Thunar.
I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna show it. I'm not gonna show it to Thunar yet. I gotta make sure I have a solid argument before I can do that. So, keeping that in my bag is part of my evidence.
Are you
I'm about to be
beside
the.
me?
No, I'm probably sitting like across from you
Uh huh.
in the
I'm
cart.
I'm
so.
taller than you.
Yeah, that's okay. I can hold the book like this as I'm drawing.
Are
mean,
you trying to do this sneakily? Like,
No, not really.
okay.
I'm not
During
trying
your
to hide
drawing, Thunar leans forward.
it. Yes, Thunar.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm just making a drawing. I figure you might as well have drawings to identify all of us. And we need to talk to people. Might as well have it handy.
Did he cut out for anybody else?
Yeah.
A little bit,
Oh,
but
Can you say that
did I cut
again?
out? Oh yeah. Well, I figured I should go ahead and maybe have some drawings, all of the people in the party, just in case anybody ever gets lost. That if we ever need to find someone,
Oh,
I just have a quick reference. I can show somebody like, hey, have you seen this person? So,
that's a great idea.
thank you.
I'll just lean back and just just looking around.
So, Maynard Thuella, you guys are from Gorag, right? You guys are also from that tribe?
yes, we that's where I grew up. Was that tribe, and then I moved to Ogar.
Oh, I got you. How long ago was it that you moved to?
Oh, about kind of thinks for a second. 30 years ago, about.
How old is
What'd you say?
How old is Stunar?
Do you want to ask him that or no?
No. Just. I know it. Like Phelan knows it, but I just forgot you said it was.
Phelan obviously doesn't know it.
You told us. You told it to us one time. I just can't remember what you said because I didn't write it down. It was almost 30. I just didn't remember. We're like 28.
There you go.
Okay.
Carter's like, sure. Sure.
Whatever
I
you
don't know
please.
either. Thunar doesnst know how old he is either.
Thunar's my count.
Editing his character sheet right as he said that. Yeah. 20.
Yeah.
Hey, it says a number. Thunar's been
does, it
counting
does, it
because
does.
he's alone.
He won't be for long.
Last year, Thunar literally celebrated his birthday on a boat.
Wow. So he's
Wasn't
been
it-
alive for at least 2 years.
Was his birthday on the boat arc, or was it on like
Didn't he eat like bread or something?
I ate some bread, and
it was on the boat arc, I think.
it was on the
Oh,
boat. Yep.
book arc.
Bokark.
Boat arc, the boat arc.
We were
Boat arc.
supposedly all asleep, I think.
Tombstone was keeping watch.
Yeah, it was when Tombstone was keeping watch. All right, so I'll say you start to you Thunar, you start to get to a lot more familiar land.
Ah,
In fact, now like you kind of take over, giving directions from Havel as you're just like, oh wait, like go up
yeah,
here.
because we're going to my
hit this.
house. Yeah, we're going to my house.
And you pass a few smaller tribes on your way up. Kind of stop there either for food or whatever. And you eventually start getting close, and on the horizon as you're traveling, you see a small little building creep up in the far distance.
Ah, there it is.
That is your home?
That's my first one. Way over there.
Are
I'd
you
go.
certain this is your home?
I'd never miss my first home.
As soon as they say that, E3 starts to turn in the opposite direction.
You don't want to see my house. Fine. It's on the horizon though, so it's really far and really small.
I thought we
Okay.
were going to your house.
Yeah, we're going to my first house. The one I built all by myself.
Does it look desolate or isolated? Or is
I
there
mean-
smokes pluming out of the top?
It's isolated, but it's too far to tell. Like it's literally like on the horizon, so it's a far ways away.
Yeah.
I
What's
would leave
around?
that hut or that house and go, just around and hunt and whatever. Might be a river nearby.
Why did you live so far out into isolation?
What do you mean? That's where I lived. I didn't belong anywhere.
You talking about before you brought into
Yeah,
the
my
correct
first
tribe?
my first house. My first house.
I see.
Yeah, okay.
This is way before all of that. This is my first one. I built it myself. And I forgot. You'll get, sorry. You'll get to see my sigil.
Your sigil?
Yes. Phelan says that I did not even draw a sigil. He
Well,
says I couldn't possibly ever draw a sigil, and he was quite rude about it. But here we go. up on the other side of this house that we're gonna pull up on here in a minute. You'll see my sigil, and it will have worked.
Phelan, you
Okay.
do not
Yeah.
think there will be a sigil, correct?
I'm really when I said that I was really just trying to get him riled up, trying to get
I'll
him
put
to.
5 on it.
No. I think there is a sigil there. I was lying to him when I said that because I was riled up to use his magic so that I
You
get
see,
the
like,
people there to
the
convince him.
words kind of fall on deaf ears.
He
Wants
doesn't
to
care.
bet.
Lunar doesn't want to listen.
Just let
Group.
him put 5 on it.
It's only because he just doesn't know what else to do. I will
Havel.
read in my notebook.
Havel,
Uh,
you hear a quiet voice beside you, just like 5 if there's a sigil, 10 if it actually works. As
are you saying
as
there,
as
do you
as
think
as
there will be a sigil and you think it will work, or you don't think there will be a sigil and you don't think it will work? Because I think
don't
there will
think-
be a sigil.
it's like 5 coins, 5 gold. I don't think there's a sigil. 10 gold if the sigil actually works or not. 'Cause I think if
And
there is a sigil,
I-
it's not gonna work.
I'll take your bet. Who said that?
That was Karu.
That's what I figured.
All right, the bet is on. And as
I
you
see like a river I recognize.
yeah, so you see the river, that you spent many an hour fishing at. In fact, there's like a small like makeshift pier kind of sticking out on the river as you cross a natural bridge across it, and as you approach, a and you get closer to the house.
Thunar's excited.
Thunar, teeming with excitement, stops the cart and gets off and looks proudly
He turns around and looks at the party like
at this.
Like-
our house.
hips on his.
This is underwhelming.
As you behold before you, you
Wow.
see a one-room hut, very hastily and not hastily, very I'll say
Haphazardly?
So sad.
precariously put together.
It wasn't square for sure.
Oh, it definitely is not
No.
even. It is not
No.
square. It is. It
Wow.
looks like you blow on it wrong, and it might all collapse.
You'd
Is
probably
it big enough
also-
for us to all fit in it, or?
No.
How can a Thunar
It
even
is
fit
big
in
enough
there?
for Thunar to lay down in.
Gosh.
So like you think about like Minecraft when you
Gosh.
make like your first
It's a dirt hut.
yeah your
Oh
first
my
hut
God.
where you have enough room for a bed and maybe a crafting table. That's about the size of this.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And the bed
I'm
is
gonna-
just like some stuff on the ground. Like I don't know what it is, but it's
Is
Probably
Thunar
just some
Maybe some
standing
straw.
proud?
fur, some
Yeah,
fur and straw.
and fur, maybe just laid
Okay.
out.
Is Thunar
There's also a
standing
fire
proudly?
pit around. But what?
Is he standing proudly?
Yes,
I'm gonna
he
pat
is.
you on the back. It is a nice home, Thunar. Fit for you.
Ah, I would invite you in, but it was made for just me.
I don't want
Well-
to go in.
Oh, the sigil.
I will admire it from outside.
Thunar, how old were you when you built this?
Well, I guess I lied. This is not my first home. I tore the first one down. Well, it fell down. But the first one I made, I was probably 7, and it fell down. Anyways, I made this one again. You know, at like 12, after I figured out how to do this correctly.
Maynard will kind of stroll up to you, put a strong hand on your shoulder, like, for a 12-year-old, this is quite impressive.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, Phelan, and I'll run around back to where the sigil is
I'll follow around, find this.
I will too.
on the. Show him what's on the wall.
Karu follows, fishing out his coin purse, ready to see what happens. And so as you approach, you see kind of like the flat face of the flat back of the hut. And Carter, would you like to describe the sigil, or
Just send the image and I'll start talking.
I don't know if I don't know if you sent the image to me.
I did.
Okay, then it is. I don't know how far back it is in my DMs, but I'll describe it then as you find it.
Oh, you don't have the picture. I gotta find it. Okay.
So as you go around and you take a look in the back, sprawled across the entire wall, right, is a design, a pattern that Thunar. As you take a closer look, it doesn't look like most sigils that you've encountered before.
Here.
Those sigils were either crafted with the the stone, the powder that y'all were encountered before, or was just engraved in and kind of given power from someone who they've claimed would be blessed by the divine spirit. But this is a little different, as I got it. As it resembles neither. In fact, upon closer inspection, you'd find that it was probably just like some homemade blue paint. As this is the sigil you see before you, plastered, emblazoned on the wall.
It is my no snake sigil.
It is a straightly coiled snake with a giant X over it in blue paint.
Did it work?
And- yes.
That's a great question. Let's go inside and find out if it works.
Can I roll an
I had
Arcana
a
to
lot
see if
of-
there's actual magic in this sigil?
Roll it. As you walk up and you
That's a-
inspect it further.
that's a
Wait, I'll wait for him to roll.
Not an ounce.
Oh no!
I'm gonna.
So,
God.
as Thunar walks up to the thing, he turns around. He's like, "There was a lot of snake problems I had in this area, so I eventually came up with this sigil, and of course, it solved it all." And he opens the door.
Upon open the door.
I'm gonna.
Make me a dexterity check, Carter.
Check.
I'm gonna
Or
lean
save,
to
sorry,
Havel
save.
as we look at this. I mean, it's a sigil.
14.
There's no magic in it.
There's no magic?
None.
I broke
So,
even then.
Thunar, as you open the door, kind of like, from like the door frame above it, you like you open it or you push it open, and like a snake falls down off the off the door frame and like into like another like nest. So like imagine like Indiana Jones, where there's like
Yeah.
this kind of like
Oh my
it's not like
gosh.
completely infested, but there's a lot of snakes. It's kind of like
Oh,
a
God.
nest almost.
That's terrible.
I'm gonna draw
So
my
I
firearm.
cast Searing Smite. And I start whacking my entire house in the snakes. with Searing Smite.
Please tell me you're using your fist
Your
for
house.
this.
No, I'm using the axe. I'm not touching the snake.
Seth, how many venomous snake species are in the tribal lands?
A few. Probably around like 4 really well-known ones that people always look out for.
Yeah.
How many of those 4 are in this
Roll a-
hut?
Roll it to hit real quick. I'll make it apply for all of them. I just want to know how well you do this.
Oh, that was initiative. My bad.
You
Very
rolled
excited.
initiative.
I did. to hit. 25.
25. Okay, so you start swinging and you just start cleaving all these snakes around you as this white holy fire is called upon. And so anyone who's outside, like who saw all this, you see Thunar say like, "Let's find out." Open the door, have like a snake almost fall on him. He seems to just, like pull out his axe, dive in as you see like white flashes and flames kind of come out from the from the door inside of his hut.
Well,
So, following that commotion, a couple of questions. I seem to remember being charmed by our warlock Ikely to go to sleep
Yes.
earlier in the day. So, first question: how long has it been since I fell asleep in the wagon?
A good like 3 to 4 hours in that range.
Okay, right. And does this commotion stir me from my slumber?
I'd say so, yeah.
I'll take off running towards the fire.
And as you take off running and you like kind of run up behind Thunar, you see him just swinging wildly at a massive amount of snakes inside of this hut.
Oh, hey, what are you doing there? That snakes!
As he's
I've
just
defended my home despite my sigil. Powerful magic snakes.
powerful magic snakes. as he finishes his cleaving, as there's now, instead of snakes, about twice the amount of snakes cut in half, or half of snakes filling his hut.
How much of my house is left?
Are there any venomous snake species like in there?
You'd have to go in and roll like a nature.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and roll.
Oh,
nature.
that one looks quite delicious. Got famished myself. I'm gonna pick up a random snake and I'm gonna eat it.
Roll a d4 for me real quick.
Raw?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Are there
raw,
any venomous snake
100%.
species in there?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so looking, you don't know too many, but from your recent travels to the tribal lands, you know of like one that you that they told you to look out for. It was called a brass head. It has like a brass looking scales to it, and you see one of those in there. It wasn't filled with it. Most of them, like you're not sure, like. But from the shapes of like like their heads or whatever, it doesn't look like they'd be that poisonous. So
I'm gonna take one of its heads.
okay,
At least one, unless I see more.
No, yeah, you only saw one poisonous one.
Is that the one that Tombstone started eating?
Roll the one.
So you pick up, the top half of this snake and you grab its head, right? As as Tombstone grabs the lower half of it
Oh my no.
as he goes, just dangles it above his mouth and then just gunk, puts it nice in and takes a nice gulp. Make me a con
You
save.
know, like how you can like slurp a noodle, but like it just like
Oh,
goes straight down your throat, like swallow it. That's what
Down the
Tombstone's
gullet.
doing. Yeah. You said Constitution saving
Oh,
throw.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
11.
Yeah, so you gotta. It tasted kind of like, relatively good for like a raw snake.
Spicy.
Yeah, little kick to it. Little kick to it.
I want to take the head, and is there any like pieces of cloth around?
I have an extra
There's-
shirt.
Yeah, you see some old cloth like kind of sitting like just in the corner of the hut.
I'm gonna grab that and wrap the head in it and put it in my bag.
All right.
Ah,
Hey, Tombstone, were you sure that thing wasn't poisonous?
What are you talking about? Poison. Ha! You think Tombstone can be felled by a bit of poison?
I don't know, but I mean, it's not like I want to find out.
I'm not sure any snakes are poisonous.
Yeah,
That's-
I don't.
At most, they
think-
might be venomous.
Hey,
Which one
there's-
did he
There's
grab?
two kinds of
That's
snakes.
what I meant.
He grabbed
There's
the other
two
half of the one
kinds.
you grabbed.
I'm gonna go and look for the other half. Where, Tombstone, did you eat the other half of the snake I grabbed?
Yeah, like I said, there's two kinds of snakes. There's snakes that aren't spicy, and there's spicy snakes.
I assume this snake was spicy, Tombstone.
Oh, quite. Gave a nice buzzing feeling on the way down.
Had a little bite to it.
Because why not?
That was a poisonous snake, a venomous snake, wasn't it? Have 'em.
That was half of it.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I
he
don't
didn't
see what the issue.
consume- He didn't consume the venom sac, so he probably won't die. He might be sick. But then again, Tombstone may already seem sick with mental diseases. So I'm not sure how much it may affect him.
Oh, okay.
So just like looking back and forth at between you two having this conversation.
Okay, if you feel fine, Tombstone, I guess it's
I
fine.
grabbed a broom and I'm shoving
Yeah.
snakes out.
Thunar.
Hey, let me collect a couple of those. I gotta save them
Get
for
them
later.
out the ground. In my house.
Thunar, to answer your question that you had before of how much of your house is left, it's still standing. Through your frenzy, you might have, clipped a few walls and hit a few, a few of the planks that make up this, but it's still standing.
Ah, mission accomplished. I hate that sigil didn't work out.
So Thunar, you finish sweeping out the rest of these snakes, or I guess the snake carcasses rather.
Yeah. I look over my fire pit. I'm like, God, do we have anything to cook? I can make some food. You're at my house,
We have snakes.
Propaganda.
They are quite delicious.
Hey.
That's just a vegan snake. I hate them.
I'm not
So,
fond of snakes either.
Nikki
What are we doing at this little shack? Seems like a random place to stop.
Ah, you were not awake. This is my second
First.
or first living place.
Oh, cool.
I built it myself. Ha ha.
Wow.
At
Nice
the
job.
wee age of 12.
Thunar, how long did you live out by yourself?
How long did I live outside myself?
I'd say about
Was it like what, like 18?
10 to 14 years.
That'd be more than 14. How many
'Cause
years
you
was
got-
I in?
You got
Work.
accepted into like that one tribe about 3-ish years before the start of the campaign. At least in
So-
my timeline in my head.
So that was okay. I got accepted in 3 years ago,
Right.
but then I lived alone from birth till
Yeah, so about 13 years.
I'm not
in
16.
This hut.
Oh, you're saying 13 years in this hut
Because
from
if
when
you
he was
built it
12.
when you're 12,
Yeah, then this yeah.
yeah.
I'm saying in general, like alone in general.
Then yeah, about
26.
You're telling me that you lived by yourself out here in the middle of nowhere for almost a quarter of a century?
25. Wait. I don't know what a quarter of a century. What are you talking about? I lived out here.
25 years.
No, not a quarter of. Oh, 25. Yeah. Try well, about yeah, 25. 25 years. 24.
How did you survive?
Well, I
Like,
just told you. There was a hut, and there was hunting,
Well,
and there
yeah,
was
I
fishing,
understand
and
that,
there was
but like,
cooking.
but if you were here as a child, how did you survive like the first like 5 years of age?
Someone must have taken care of you. Do you know who that could be?
No, I have no idea. That's kind of the thing. I don't remember. I mean, you don't remember when you're young, I guess.
Manar, do you remember?
I remember my birth.
I
Tombstone.
know nothing about this.
Hold on. Tombstone. Go back. You remember your birth.
What?
You just told me you remember your birth.
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
That seems unfortunate.
Is that strange?
Yes.
Very.
I remember when I was built,
See? Natural.
but I also can't forget a thing. Everything is locked in my memory forever.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I have a lot of things that I would love to forget.
There were a lot of things I'd like to remember too.
Well,
I forgot about this house.
it's a nice house. I'm guessing it probably served you well for a while.
Oh yes, just long enough to fit my feet from head to toe.
Fair enough. Yes, it does look a little small for you now.
Oops, got taller.
Well, yeah. Wait, you've grown. You grew into.
I'm also almost too wide for it.
Yes.
Probably like 10 years ago, I had to start sleeping on my side.
Did you ever have anyone wander up on your hut?
Would you like me to roll a history or something?
Sure, why not?
8.
Not that you can remember.
Carter's over here getting the DM treatment, asking him all these backstory questions, and
Not that I know. I mean,
So you
it
were in
is
isolation
secluded.
for 25 years.
Oh no, I went into town and did bounties, and then I went into
Oh.
that town and did bounty and did that. Yeah, I kind of went to like 1 or 2 towns to do bounties, and then I could earn some stuff to cook when I didn't feel like hunting it. Maybe like, yeah, or I could earn a little bit of money. Because like this corner piece, I couldn't make that one myself. I had to, or I couldn't find the nice wood to offset the colors. As you can tell, it's very artistic.
very, very. I have
Wow.
one.
My
Yes,
whole
you
village
do.
is murdered, and even I think that's sad.
Who murdered your whole village?
Dragon? We've been over this, Thunar.
Did it happen to be the purple dragon?
No, absolutely not.
What color was this dragon? I will slay him.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't you worry.
Okay. Yeah. First. Oh, I'm wasting time at my house. Oh, you've got me talking about my past here. We're
Do we
wasting
have,
time.
Havel, do we have enough time to make it to the ruins that you know of tonight, from where we're at?
Havel searches the recesses of his mind and asks the deity of this realm.
You could. It's either you'd have to like make camp when you get there.
We certainly could. We would have to make camp when we get there, and we would probably have to leave now. But it seems like Thunar is truly enjoying seeing his first hut, and it looks like memories are flooding his mind, and Tombstone is snacking.
I'm fine with whatever works best. I just didn't know if we should travel the rest of the way tonight or if what works best.
If we're going to stay, I must make a better snake sigil.
Thunar, I have a feeling that your snake sigil probably worked for something else, but not the snakes.
Nope. Yep. I remember. I learned the other day. You told me you have to crush up a rock. Can I look around for a rock?
Sure, you can start looking for a nearby rock.
It's a very specific rock,
As
not just any rock.
Thunar looks for that, Havel,
I look for a pretty
will
rock.
walk up to you, kind of put out a hand of 5 coin.
Wait, what?
Kara walks up to you and like pretty much offers you 5 coin.
Hand me. And I
Yeah.
look at the 5 coin. The sigil didn't work.
Yeah, that's 5 coins to you. Because
Oh, that's
there was
right.
a sigil, but the sigil didn't work. So
Right. Okay. Yeah, my bad.
we'll give you 5 gold coins.
Thank you for your patience.
Oh,
Luxora.
so I'm so glad we get to stop by here.
Hey, before we keep moving, side note, the Discord thing keeps popping green around mine, like it like sounds coming through. Is sound coming through my mic
No.
for y'all, like when I'm not talking?
No.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, it may just be the thing being weird. Okay, cool. Just double checking, just making sure that your guys aren't hearing like me breathing really hard or something.
Messiah has been known to be a mic breather.
Excuse me.
No, you're good. You're good. Anyways, yeah. So Thunar starts looking for a rock. I guess Karu will start making camp.
There's already a fire pit if he wants to use that.
I mean, I blast a flame in it.
So we're staying at Thunar's house.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Seems to be the place.
Swallowing the mic. And so
I'll blast a firebolt in the fire pit for us.
All right, give it a nice start.
Nice.
I hear that and remember.
Is a fire pit within the house or no?
No, it's outside.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
to
what I
burn-
thought. I
to
just
burn
wanted
the
to make
house.
sure.
I'll start taking out some of the snake like corpses and like filleting them like down the middle and like opening them up and like I'll
Gutting
start
them.
like descaling them. I'm making snake
So-
steaks. Let's go.
And these are not the venomous ones, right?
I'm using every snake that is in the pile of corpses. I
Tombstone,
don't.
I've never eaten snake before.
It's
When,
quite delicious.
I'm gonna pop a squat next to Tombstone.
And as I
Gunnar is,
understand it, you humanoid people prefer to eat it cooked, so I'll do that.
Tombstone, you're a humanoid.
What is that? No, have you seen me?
I have seen you.
As he stands there with arms and legs and a head.
The snake you're filleting is not a humanoid. You are a humanoid. I am a human.
I don't follow. I'll go back to cutting the sticks.
When Phelan lit the fire, Thunar had gotten so accustomed to that being, how they normally set up camp. He just lights a fire and go. But being back home, he's like, that's much easier. I was gathering stuff to make a.
Thunar finds a nice, a smoother, kind of nicer looking rock from the river. Anything else anyone else wants to do as you're setting up camp? Tombstone starts filleting these snakes. Thunar.
I'd like to.
Yeah?
I'd like to recommend to Ichi, since he's such a good fisher, that he go fish in the river. say, "Hey, Idri, I know you like fishing. That there, right over there, best fish you ever catch. They almost just leap into your hands."
I look forward to this rare experience where I get to see fish jump into my hands.
It's right
So
there. Just go. You'll be safe. Don't worry.
I run to the river and get everything out and like get
Start
ready and
fishing.
like start.
All right.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
go, and I'll say, as you're going, you snag a little bit of snake to use as some bait
Yeah.
on your way to the river. And so you set your line, cast it out, and you're sitting there waiting. Anything else anyone wants to do? Maynard Thruella just kind of like, or I say Maynard just kind of picks up 2 rocks and puts it next to the fire pit, one for himself and one for Thruella, as they
Yeah,
kind of sit
I-
down.
I want to try the snakes.
I sit down on the rock
Have you
that's already
cooked them
there.
yet?
Are they cooked yet, Tombstone?
I start like setting up like a grate over the fire. I'm like using like bits. I take my halberd, like the flat of my halberd axe head, and I like put it over the fire. I get it heat up. It's like red hot, and then I like start laying the steaks on, and then I take some like little like herbs and stuff out of my packet, like my bag, and I start sprinkling them over.
yeah.
And
You've gotten this down to a science, Tombstone, it seems.
oh yeah, eating plenty of snakes in my time. And then I'll like start passing them out to like whenever they're done.
Goodness.
But,
Atri, as you're
Yes.
fishing, and they talk to this, roll me a d20 and add your proficiency for the fishing.
What's my proficiency?
Should
3.
be +3.
Where does it say that?
It'll be in the top row, right next to your walking speed, and at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it's +3.
Cool.
Let's see. You said D20?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Um,
I don't think the fish here like snakes. As you like, the water's clear enough, you see a fish will like kind of swim up, nibble on your thing, and just immediately swim away. He's like, nah.
Taking the bait.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't want that.
Okay, I go look in the dirt and try to find like worms and crickets.
Atri picked up like one of the only venomous snakes there.
All right, roll me investigation.
Let's see. 15.
Yeah, you're able to find like at least one worm.
Alright, let's try this fish again.
Let's do it.
10 plus 3 is 13.
All right, so you cast it down. You get a little bit of a nibble. You pull it in. You got yourself probably like a nice like kind of foot long, decently sized fish there. Nothing
Let's
too big,
go.
nothing too small either.
Let's
You
go.
could probably eat that and be satisfied.
Yeah, and I'd probably prefer that over snake anyway.
So I take his fish. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope he's
I
catching
make it
more
and
for
put
all
it
of
back.
us. This is why I
It's-
sent him to the river.
It jumped into Caitlin's hands from his fishing rod.
I want to try to find another worm in the dirt.
Yeah. All right. You got that.
So-
I'll say you would that 15 would have found you 2 or 3. So you can just
Okay.
roll another d20 for the fishing, and we'll see what happens.
Our Maynard,
Oh, that's rough. 2 nat ones.
These custom rolls are not fair. There's no realistic scenario that you would get that.
As you cast it out, and there's just no fish.
So
Maybe you don't have the touch of a Goliath in these lands or something, but
so after catching the one fish and it's like safely in the whatever I happen to have there to put the fish in, turn around and yell to Thunor. I'm like, "There's only one fish in this whole river."
You're doing it wrong.
Then you come do it.
Fine. I'll get up from my fire and wander over to the area, and I take his pole from him. Like, this is much
All right.
easier with him.
Roll the same thing.
What is it?
Just a 320 plus your proficiency. I'm not sure what other stat to add. I don't know how tools and stuff like that work yet.
There are no fish.
There's no fish, and as you kind of sit there and await fishing, you realize there's no fish, which is odd.
Except for the one that I
because
caught.
this river used to be bountiful with fish.
Which way's
Thunor,
upstream?
what's going on?
Which way is upstream?
Which way's upstream? Like which way's the river flowing?
No, upstream.
Like, where is it flowing from?
Oh yeah, so I'd say it's flowing from like kind of southeast.
Okay.
It's flowing north?
Yeah.
Dang, that's kind of rare. Like, only the Nile does that.
That's
Just
how
a
good
fun
of a
fact.
river it is.
What? Oh yeah.
Why would there be no fish?
You don't know.
Thunar's
Ichiru's
suspicious.
kind of hiding the one fish that he caught.
But I guess we get no fish today. I'll walk
Yeah,
back to the fire.
I go around the back or wherever and start to like fillet my fish
All right.
and build a small fire just to myself to cook it.
All right. So, those who are who here is going to be eating the snakes that
I'll probably-
Tombstone just cooked up?
I'll probably eat a little bit of that too, just to.
Willing to try it.
I guess I will.
I will wait until after I see what happens to Havel before I decide that. Until then, I'm gonna snack on my rations. But if
Actually,
nothing happens to
I'm-
Havel, I'm gonna.
Phelan, are you not going to eat on snake?
I'll let you try it first.
Are
Because
you
you
afraid
seem
to try new things, Phelan?
By the way,
a snake.
the
Yes.
the herbs on the snake, y'all didn't see, but it's just a pouch of grass.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm looking at Phelan.
Because I've seen
holding
people
it.
put green things on food before, so I thought I'd try it out.
What'd you
It's
say, Havel?
It's always worthwhile to try something, Phelan.
Oh, I agree, but I don't think I've ever eaten anything that Tombstone's cooked. And the fact that he just ate a venomous snake earlier, just raw, worries me that this might not be good.
I'm assuming you like
What?
put it on like sticks, Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
made
So
I made
Maynard would
skewers.
just Maynard would just
Yeah.
grab a stick, just shove it in his mouth and take a big bite.
Did you ever have a cook before Julian and Tombstone as I go to take a bite?
I'll eat some snake.
Who here was the cook before Julian and Tombstone?
I was the cook.
Polak
but
and Thunar. The two Goliaths of our group were the ones who cooked the most.
And as everyone takes a bite of this snake, whoever's eating it, it's a little tough. They have this weird kind of like the same like imagine like the smell of like lawn clippings, but like the taste of it instead. You have like a little hint of that in there, not overpowering, just like a little hint of it. As you chew it, it's tough. It's not like jerky tough, but it's not like melt in your mouth either.
rather
Outside
eat
of that, there's not much of any taste.
Phelan, you'll be fine.
This is delicious. As Maynard takes another bite.
Thank you. I personally like it better with all the blood insect. That gives it the little flavor. I think cooking it takes a lot of the nutrients out, but it's still good.
Thank you for being accommodating to
Nice,
us.
nice hearty meat. Snakes being mostly muscle, they're a little more. They have a lot more texture than other softer animals.
Julius will then look at Valen, have you eaten any of it yet?
I'll take a bite after everybody else has seemed to have eaten it some.
Okay.
So
So then, seeing Phelan,
Uh,
Havel, Ikley, and Tombstone eating the snakes, Julius will kind of go like, "I see. So you can cook snakes. Fascinating. I'll remember that for when I cook another meal."
I would not be the first choice, Julius. Just so you know,
Oh no, absolutely my first choice.
you can cook as much snake as you want for him at all anytime.
You don't even have to bother cooking it for me.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
All right. As you all sit down, I'll say, Eitri walks up with a nice filleted fish, starts cooking that on the fire. And yeah, so you're all just sitting around the fire, either eating snake, fish, or some of the rations that you brought with you for the trip.
I forgot I had rations and I ate a snake.
Yeah, you just saved some of your
Anyway.
rations for another day.
Clearly.
Is it not fun to try new things, Ikley?
It is now. Just sit there and eat my snake.
Seth, can you tell me
Is
all
that
of the
is that technically cannibalism? I don't know.
And I hiss at him with my tongue.
I
hey,
forgot you're a 1T. I forgot. That freaks me out now.
You hiss at me and Tombstone winks at you.
What's up, Carter?
what type of small game and or big game native to the area
Native
that
to the
Thunar
area?
then Thunar would have been able to hunt in?
Oh,
and eat.
game as in like animals. I was talking the game as in like a game. I was like, huh?
No, like
Uh,
as in the food sense.
oh shoot, I described an animal last session. I forgot what it was.
The buffalo, right?
Yeah, it was like
The bison.
The
the
bison.
bison. Yeah,
Mm.
Bye, son.
yeah.
I've
it's like
killed
someone
a
made that
bison.
joke.
What about like rabbit or something?
Rabbit? I mean, there were some
I don't know.
some smaller
Rodent?
animals.
I'm just thinking about all the foods that were better than the snake.
Hey,
Little foods. better
Thunar.
than the snake. Ah, yes, Phelan.
I've been meaning to ask. I always forget. But it reminded me when I saw you using your flaming fist or whatever thing earlier today to kill those snakes. Does that burn to do for you? Because I know that you couldn't do that when we first met.
Do what?
When your fists are on fire, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's just from me hitting them so hard and so fast that they ignite sometimes. You have friction.
Maynard will look at Thunar. Your fist can catch fire?
Anything can if it has enough friction, and he rubs his hands
Why don't you just show us?
Oh, okay.
I just want you to know that Phelan's got a scowl on his face because yeah, Thunar, that was the most Thunar answer that he could give.
Okay. This is very easy. If you're in combat and you want the upper advantage, just Searing Smite.
As
Look, whoa! And then now it hurts extra.
as his hands kind of ignite with a bright white flame. As he showcases them to the party.
So like a pile of
And-
bushes or something nearby, I could burn.
As he just starts like punching a tree or something.
I-
And then Kara will pipe up say, Thunar, look at the fire pit.
Ah, yes, yes.
And you look and it's like a nice red orange flame. Now look at your hands. It's a white
Mhm.
flame.
Yes, it is both fire. Oh,
Why are your hands white?
my hands or the fire?
The fire on your hands. Why is it white rather than red?
Doesn't fire change color when it gets warmer?
It changes to blue flame.
And then after that,
It's blue.
no, after the blue. I think
Still
it's
blue.
white. I think it's white.
Yeah, I know. No, it's still blue.
I don't know. Gonna shake it off, I guess. Just kind of.
Okay.
You know, Thunar, the only white fire that I've ever heard of is only belongs to people blessed by divine power. There's no such thing as white normal fire.
Maynard would kind of like perk up against like, you're also blessed by the divine spirit?
No, I'm not blessed by the divine spirit. I've not been blessed by nothing in my life.
Thunar, but you have. In
Been
every
blessed.
sense.
Been blessed. Dinner
Look,
stands up.
I know, I agree. I know that you haven't. Not saying that you have had a blessed life, but the things you do aren't just you're just your natural,
Everything
mortal
I do is
ability.
mine. This house is mine. That river, the shallow part, that's mine.
But those flames are magic.
So Dinner takes a deep breath.
Why are you so afraid of it, Thunar?
I'm afraid of nothing.
Then why are you so against admitting what it is that you have?
I have nothing. I have that house. I have the other house. I have a tribe, finally. I have friends, finally. Things I've never had, so why would I have anything else? I didn't earn anything else.
Karu will take a sip of his like drink that he's drinking. He's like, well, not everything you have must be earned. Some things can be given or gifted to you.
So, but I've never received any gift.
Kind of gestures towards your like hands. Doesn't seem like that to me.
Thunar, do you remember that? Do you remember whenever you first had those flaming fists?
Ah, yes. What a glorious fight.
You know when you received those? It was in a time when we were in great peril, and you stepped forth, and you put yourself on the line. You were prepared to give your life in exchange for ours to save us, and in the midst of doing so, this newfound ability sprang forth.
Do what I have to.
How can that not be blessed that you, who would lay down your life for us, given these special abilities to protect us? It seems pretty blessed to me. And if there's any person deserving of being blessed,
Hmm.
you're a selfless man or selfless Goliath, who's done nothing but care for everybody else around. I mean, you've brought along our friends Maynard and Duella to help allow them to enjoy some nice fresh air out here in the open.
Well, it's a decent thing to do. We were going by their house, by their home.
Decent. That's the difference too. Not everyone's decent.
I know. That's why I'm out here. That's why I joined.
If there's one thing I've learned in my time, it's that circumstance, coincidence, fate, it's all hogwash. The things that bring us to where we are, we bring them upon ourselves. Even the good, the bad, the ugly. But every once in a while, something is gifted to you. And sometimes all it takes is a little bit of recognition. And the blessing becomes 2 times as great.
Are Maynard and Thuella a part of this conversation right
Yeah,
now?
they're
Okay.
engaged. They just haven't
Uh,
said anything.
I would like to steal my gold coin back.
All right, roll a
time.
set of hand.
Well, I mean, I lived for
Use another luck point for that.
28
I don't even care.
years.
17.
You get the coin.
Yippee!
I lived for 28 years. Well, it's 25 years out here. And then I lived for 3 years in Gorak. in Gorak. Why now? It just doesn't make sense to me.
You know, as Karu kind of put his cup down and leaned forward a little bit in the conversation, it might not be that you were blessed, so to say, but whatever it is you have blesses other people. So, you didn't have anyone else to bless until you met us.
Maybe so. I don't know what to do with this now.
Whether it's magic or your own magical or innate strength that causes these effects, I care not. The thing I care for is you, Thunar.
Why, thank you, Tombstone.
And on that note, we have some business to discuss, Thunar. Some business to discuss with your mighty thick skull.
Amen.
I'm
Brother.
working through the whole potentially not everything being mine right now. It's getting through my skull. But
Yeah,
nothing
we're
else will
changing
get through my
subjects.
skull. Nothing
Man.
else will get through my skull. No tack. Don't worry.
Maynard's like, why do you want something to drill into a skull?
Nothing will ever go through my skull. Don't worry, Maynard.
It's a
Man,
My
this-
skull is too thick. He said it so himself.
it's a figure of speech, Maynard. Right, Tombstone.
Ah,
You don't mean that
a
literally, right?
metaphor.
No, he has a hard head, literally.
Shut up, Seth.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a metaphor.
I'm still processing this other thing. I mean, what does that mean for me? Am I a fraud?
No, you're just recognizing your true talent.
Well, my
Recognizing where your power comes from is never a harmful thing.
But my talent and power, you call it. I didn't earn it for myself. I didn't make it for myself. What is the point?
Karu will say,
Thunar.
power is meaningless, Thunar. As he,
I know, I've never had any.
I've met a lot of people, some with little power, some with great power. And every time, what it all boils down to is what they use it for. They have a lot of power, but are terrible people. Say, Lord Mallard, richest person in all of Ogar, but what does he do with it? He hoards it to himself and only wants more. Then you have someone like, and he gestures toward Maynard and Thuel, people like them. They're in debt. They don't have anything. Yet they live every day, trying their best. Who would you say is the better person? Are they
Obviously.
frauds because they don't have power, or they're using someone else's power to live?
No.
Precisely. Doesn't matter if the power you use is yours or where it comes from, if you've earned it or not. All that matters is what you do with it. And if you ask me, Thunar, you've been doing pretty well with it.
Donar says thanks and looks down. And anyone, you set the number, Seth, for the passive perception.
Are you trying to hide it?
That's why I look down.
Okay. Then roll me a stealth. If you want to at disadvantage.
Oh, I already have disadvantage on stealth. I'm wearing armor.
Okay, then yeah, disadvantage on stealth.
Gunar's crying.
7.
Anyone with above a 7 on passive perception. What do they notice, Thunar?
They see a single tear.
Reflecting off the
Thunar.
fire, dropping onto the dry ground.
Elijah would tears be like.
Balin will walk up to Thunar, stand right in front of him, square up his shoulders, and then give Thunar a big hug.
I'll give Phelan a big hug.
Thunar, buddy, you're always gonna have us. Whether these powers, you like Tombstone said, whether they're a blessing or just something you can do, I don't care. None of us care.
Yeah.
All that matters is
There
what you're
are.
using it for.
Oh, yes, you're right. You know, there are still a lot of other things that I earned. Like, that's just the fire.
True.
What about the big thunder thing? That's on my own, right?
I don't know.
It's thunderous smite, you would know.
You know, Thunar, I think that if not all of that, I think it's part you.
You're saying thunderous smite is not mine?
I think it is. I think it could be. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. I'll tell you from personal experience. I'll make a flame in my hand. I'll coat my hand kind of the way that yours look, but mine's red flame. But I'm like, you might have these abilities. You may not have earned your abilities, or however that may work for you. But it was still your training, your time, and your hard work and effort that lets you use them. You're a little younger than me, so you've got a hold of your stuff a lot faster than I did. So
Not anybody could smite as thunderously as Thunar.
no one
Ah,
could.
thank you. But what all can
You
I do with
protect Well, you protect me with it. That's for sure. There are plenty of times in our battles that I would have died had it not been for you and your ability.
What ability? Which one? I'll do it more.
My friend, all of them. Whether you're dealing damage or you're healing us, helping us out.
Oh. Well,
Maynard will.
I will attempt to figure this out and so I can help more and kind of deal with the
Just be
figuring
you,
out with what's
Thunar.
magic and what's not magic.
Just be you.
Who's sitting next to Maynard? Alright, then he'll
Briar
lean,
apparently too. I
he'll
saw
lean
that
over
hand.
to Briar and Havel. Is his skull okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Oh,
We're talking about Thunars.
Probably better
correct?
than ever.
Yes. He says that as he's looking at Thunar and Phelan, like, conversing.
Possibly.
Good, good.
How is your school?
Fine right now.
How are your pockets?
It's good to
My
hear.
pockets. Oh, my pocket.
Pockets?
As he, like, reaches, feels for it. You stole it.
I did.
I forgot what I would do if you stole it, but good
You're
job.
supposed to smell it.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. the smoke from the fire is
For sure. can have
interfering
it
with
back.
my smell.
Look,
All I smell right now is smoke. Smoke actually masks the scent of thieves. That's why they
Oh
burn
my
everything.
gosh! Put the coin back in your pocket. We're doing this
It
again.
masks the scent of truth too. I'm just
Mm.
trusting that these guys wouldn't lie to me.
Puts the coin back in his pocket.
Oh. Oh, my fire is magic. Or what is it?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm not sure. It's
I don't know if it's magic per se. It almost seems to have a flair of the divine.
yeah, it's a little different than what I use, Thunar.
Divinity joke. Divine? I don't know what that. I don't know where that would be from or what that means at all. I'm
Nobody knows what that
trying
means
to help.
either.
That's, yeah.
Seems like to me somebody's been looking out for you, Thunar. Somebody's been watching over you because there's no way in the dragon's green earth that you survived from birth to be 28 years old on your own. You wouldn't know how to eat, how to hunt, how to fish, how to
I can
wear
only account for
clothes.
like 5 to 28.
how to drink. Like
I don't remember anything before
that's
then.
crazy. So something had to be going on. And maybe your penchant for flamboyant effects is somewhat tied to that person that's been looking out for you. I don't know.
Now, don't tell me somebody's been looking out for me because I've been doing this all myself. I built this house. I built the fire pit. I did.
I'm not saying that you didn't do any of those things and that you didn't accomplish something awesome because I respect that.
Thank you, Tombstone. This has been a mind stabbing night. Is that how you want to put it?
Makes
Sure.
sense to me.
I mean, works.
Yeah, makes sense. Mind stabbing. He stabbed my mind. My skull wasn't thick enough.
You got it, Tudor. You
My
you
gosh.
figured it. You know, speaking of things making sense, Maynor,
Hmm.
you said that your debt was 500 days in the beginning,
Just about, yes.
and what is it now?
589.
And how long have you been working for this this guy?
Roughly 30 years, give or take a few.
I'm holding a cup. Just drop it. You mean to tell me that in 30 years you've actually gained more debt?
Well, yes, that was because we had to work off the food and the housing and the living expenses that come across with it, and we also had the incident that
incident?
Oh my gosh, cough
What
it
incident?
up. What is it?
See,
I,
Thailand,
I
that
lean
makes
over. I
perfect
lean
sense.
over to Ikley and I go. You should suggest to him that he should tell us about this incident.
my gosh.
Is that a charm?
Um,
What?
She has
Is
suggestion.
suggestion a charm?
Yeah.
He can't be charmed.
Oh, because he's in within a
He's
certain
within
range.
10 feet of me.
Yeah.
okay.
Hey,
Well, why don't you just back up?
Oh, I did back up to let Tombstone go to bed.
is there so what kind of incident are you talking about?
As Maynard kind of looks hesitantly at Thuella, who just
There's
stares back.
there's no judgment or anything from us. I
This
mean,
is a safe space.
things happen.
This
But
is
if
abandoned
We're trying to
interstate
get you out
somewhere.
of from being slaves.
If
so-
you're gonna work for us for these 5 days, you know,
Thuella,
we got to know we can trust you and keeping
Thuella
secrets.
will kind of pipe up like, I'd rather not relive that.
Ooh.
What did she say? Everything froze for me.
Oh, she said I'd rather not relive that.
Okay.
Incident. How long ago was this? Just tell me that.
Oh, it was a few years after we had our debt repaid by by Lord Mallard.
So
Or
just a little bit less than 30 years ago.
Give or take a few years, yes.
Oh my gosh.
A few or a couple?
The days run together. It's really hard to
Say 2 years.
looks back at Thuella. Sure.
I've just no offense to you all, but I'm pretty sure that most of us kind of already guessed what it is.
Oh,
Not all of us.
Wait.
Am I-
Thunar
that
bends over. And
transparent?
just,
You couldn't keep it in your pants, could you?
Ah,
Thunar started drawing on the dirt. If anyone wants to pay attention to that,
No.
Look at it.
he writes
What's he drawing?
500 beside it.
He's doing math.
Oh,
500
no.
And he
Single
draws a
man.
long line under the 500.
divided by.
No. Like 500 and a dot, and he draws a long line like this. And he says 580.
we could graph.
180 is more.
Phelan, is 580 bigger than 500? Right?
It is bigger than 500, Thunar.
How much bigger?
80.
A good bit bigger.
Oh, 80 bigger. draws a dot up here. Okay. Right before the incident, what number of days were you at?
Oh, we had about 230 days.
Oh. See, they're going down. Yeah.
No, Thunar. The incident happened right between the 500 and the 80.
Yeah, when the incident happened, it jumped up to. What did it jump up to,
500.
Maynard?
something.
After the incident, we had about 788 days.
Okay. 700. And he draws this. He goes, it looks like they're going down.
Yeah, after they go up and then they go down and then they go up again. They can't actually
Thunar.
get off.
There was an incident there.
Thunar,
Oh my
do you know how many days are in? Well, let's say okay. So the incident happened, let's say 28 years ago. Thunar, do you know how many days are in 28 years? I'll tell you.
No.
It's thousands.
Okay. So
they started at
it should be at
700.
0. If it started at 700 and you earn off 1 day a day, and how much does food cost? Days
It's
wise.
getting ridiculous.
You see, Thunar, they should have been.
Oh, Maynard pipe. I can tell you that. As he
Ah,
starts,
there we
as he starts describing, like, well, usually what we've been told is that food costs about half a day's work, and we're expected to give at least 10 days of work per month for living expenses. And depending on how long we work a day, we can either work a half day or 2/3 day or a full day if we really push ourselves. And he kind of lays it out, and
So,
Can Phelan in the background be doing the math on this to figure out when should they have been
So,
done?
as you do the math, you start to realize something. In order to actually like make progress in paying off, they pretty much have to be working full days every single
Not
day.
eating, not sleeping.
So
To like make progress for paying back of like the food and the housing.
I'm gonna draw a chart on the ground or so, a little graph to make it a bit more representative to explain to Thunar. And to point out. So basically what you're telling me then is unless you work every single day, no stops, no breaks or whatever, full days every single day, 7 days a week, you'll never get out of this.
As Dana goes, that's why I'm such a hard worker.
Can you work 7 full days
I have
4
before.
every week?
Occasionally.
Every month.
Sometimes I overexert myself a bit, and Thuella has to, pick me back
So-
up.
I'm just gonna say this just directly because I have no other way of putting it, but this seems a lot less like paying off debt and more like working as slaves. You must work
Slaves, no,
all the time. Nah, let me finish. You must work all of the time, yet your debt never diminishes. Your debt continues to stay the same or rise.
But just last month, someone paid off their debt and was able to leave.
Were they able to leave?
Yes. We had a whole party for them.
How long
Where
have
did they
been
go?
working?
Oh, he was from he was from the Ogar tribe, so he just went back, and I'm pretty sure he's working at a brawl center. That's at
What
least where he
was
wanted
his
to work.
debt? What was his debt before?
Oh, I don't know how much it was when he started, but when I met him, he was about 180 days.
Did he work 7 days a week? 4 weeks a month?
For the most
12
part.
months a year?
He was kind of my working buddy for most of the days.
So, this one person is this, and how many people have you seen pay off their debts in 30 years?
In my time, I'd say around 50.
50. 30 years. And how many people
Yes.
have you seen? How many people serve at one time?
Oh, we have upwards of, I think we have about 200 to 300 people.
I know it's hard to see, but this is just slave labor.
There's close to 11,000 days in 30 years. Just in case anyone was curious.
This Lord Mallard has created a system that unless you work as a slave, while it's not technically slave labor, unless you work like a slave, you'll never get out of it.
Or if you deny yourself shelter and food.
Like a slave.
Yep.
He kind of like, Maynard kind of scratches his head. He also didn't live there.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
So that's an extra expense that wasn't attached.
Phelan,
Yes,
do the
dude.
math. Do the math.
I've done the math.
When
Oh.
when were they supposed to get out? If he had, when were they supposed to get out?
If they had worked the way that they had to, would they have been able to get out? Seth,
Yes.
doing the math. When would they have been able to get out? How many years ago?
So I'll say you can do the math two different ways, with or without the incident. With the incident, it would have added like some good time, but they probably could have like gotten things paid off in like 5 years or less, depending on how much they actually worked per day.
Gotcha. Okay. So
and
I'm
if
gonna.
and if like the prices were like if it wasn't set up the way in such a way,
Yeah.
like if it was
I'll
just like a day of work, is like a day and that's it, then yeah, it would have been like another like 5 years.
Yeah, but like
From
a
the
day
start.
or
From the start, it would have been like about 5 years, and then they'd be fine.
can I make sure Carter's getting this right? 10 days out of the month are for shelter.
Listen, I just threw numbers, so if the numbers actually don't add up,
Oh, they add up. It's
Come
just bad.
for him.
like
But
I'm
so
saying,
so if just okay. So let me just say this, but just so you can just throw out the numbers. All right. So we don't have to do any actual math.
I'm about to pull up an Excel sheet.
No. I'm not gonna say we need to do this actual math. I'm
You're gonna
you can
create an actual equation for
you
this.
just you
Right.
can just give a time for it. But so taking into account the time that they had because of the incident and everything,
Mhm.
assuming that they worked every single day, 365 days in a year. Okay, if they did that, including all these other expenses, how many years ago should they have been free?
Oh, decades.
So
Do
I'm gonna go through. Phelan will do the math because Phelan knows the math. Obviously, Phelan can figure it out.
I have another math request when you're done.
Phelan finishes the math. So if you worked as you need to as a slave, 7 days a week, every day of the year, you could have been free decades ago. Now let's drop it down to a more reasonable number. A more reasonable number would have been what maybe 5 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So whether even let's just not go with the extreme of 7 days a week. That's not possible for anybody. But you work 4 or 5 days every week. You should have been free almost 10 years ago.
Hey, Linda can't beat that bad. Let's see at this rate, when are they gonna get out?
Yeah. Upon like seeing the drawings in the sand, Maynard is kind of like, huh.
How many days a week do you work right now? On usually.
I try every day. Some days I
7.
have to give myself a rest, and my body's not as not as strong or outlasting as it used to be.
So would you say you're able to work 4 full days?
On average, 5 days a week, 5 to 6,
5.
6 on a good week.
So we'll stick with 5 to be soft about it. 5 full days a week. All right. You're living there. You're getting food and all of this. Hey, can I do the math? How many more years should it take for them to get out? Doing it at this low number of days.
They can't.
So
Yeah.
no,
Can they?
the math, like they do make progress.
They're
It's just
earning
the
5 days a
project-
month.
The
Just by the
project
way,
is very, very. The progress is very slow. So you're starting to like, as you're kind of like scratching this math out on the dirt or whatever, you're starting to realize like it's like they're gonna be working there the rest of their
Oh yeah. I
lives.
mean, I know that, but I'm just trying to make sure I can explain it to them. Let me.
Because-
So what's it? What 5? What do you say? 5 days a month?
okay, if there's 30, it's just Carter talking. If there's 30 days in a month and 10 days are for food, so you have 20 days of work, and you work a half day every day, or
Like,
Full day, up to a full day.
yeah, you can work like
You earn
half
it-
days.
If
2/3
you work
days.
a full day, you only gain half a day because you have to pay half a day for the food.
yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. So you earn
You earn
Half a
15
day. Full
days
day.
a month if you work every day.
if you work every day, you earn 10 days a month, because 10 goes to
It-
10,
it's
10
fi-
goes to lodging.
Yeah.
Half
I
a
have
day.
a
So
question.
it's 5 total.
I have a question
What's the question?
for the non-math majors and quite slightly retarded people. Can we move forward?
Okay. Anyways, all right. So, all the math aside, Phelan comes up with look. If you keep going like this, you'll be dead before you get out of it. You'd have to work far past your death in order to get yourselves free.
Maynard kind of slumps his shoulders. Just... So what do we do then?
Leave.
We
Yeah,
can't-
you're
we
not
can't-
going back.
We can't just leave our debt.
Yeah, you can.
They will.
No, they can't do that.
They will send people to find us. Ogre is very strict with their debt laws.
But what debt? You've already paid it off.
Well, we still owe them for the food and the housing.
How
Just sign a contract.
Of sorts. It was more of a verbal agreement.
Ah, it's not binding then.
Karo would just be like, and who do you think they're gonna side with? The richest man in town, or two random people trying to pay off a debt?
Richest man in town. I don't know why they'd side with him. Like he said it himself. He wants the town chief spot.
Let me
He's
put
not
it.
even a Goliath.
It's not even a Goliath.
Let me put it
Good
this
point.
way: in a barter economy where pretty much the entire tribe seems to be wanting more and more, who would you rather side with? Someone who can compensate you for your troubles, or someone who can't?
I'm sure we can find something to barter, if anybody has a problem with it.
It's hard to get compensation from a dead man.
Amen.
say,
Very good.
actually,
Oh,
Maynard,
no killing.
what's
Better.
Lord Maynard or Mallard or whatever the hell his name is? How does he what's his relationship like with the chief, the chief of Ogar?
I'm not sure.
He
Uh,
seems
I-
a little bit like he wants to be in charge.
I don't speak much to Mallard himself. I rarely see him. Nor do I think I've ever spoken with the chief of the Ogar tribe. So I wouldn't know.
much to think about. Let us handle it.
Yeah,
And we will.
On
we're
our
gonna
way
work
back.
on something.
Did we ever figure out the incident?
No.
It's Thunar.
It's almost
We know
almost
that.
it's
I
almost
I think it's spelled accident.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I said the first time when he said there was an incident like 30 years ago. I looked at Seth and said, I'm an accident.
Gosh.
He goes, no.
Can we circle back to the incident?
The Maynard becomes kind of a little uncomfortable upon hearing that.
Is it painful for you all? Is that why it's not something you want to approach?
And Thuello would just kind of like look at Phelan. It's like I said, I'd rather not relive it.
Can I detect her thoughts?
Sure.
Could I roll an insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wisdom saving throw 14.
Wisdom
Do
saving
either of
throw
them make any
14.
glances at Thunar whenever we say?
I failed.
Okay, so
So what does detect thoughts do
You
again?
get surface level thoughts on a fail.
yeah, initially learn the surface on a fail.
No, the fail you get to prod
No.
deeper.
You can just go deeper.
Yeah.
Oh,
He failed.
I thought
So
you meant
you
she
get
failed.
both. You get both.
I thought you
Yeah.
meant that
I get the surface
Alexandra
level
failed.
thoughts and
Well, she rolled a
let's
2 on the
see.
die. Like that's not doing anything.
Yeah, if you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, yeah, okay. I gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
All right.
Oh.
Oh boy.
For the surface
Drag her
level
into a
thoughts.
separate chat.
No, I'll do it here because it's part of the story. For the surface level thoughts, it's kind of just like pain, or just kind of like not like I don't want to think about that. That it's too traumatic or whatever. And as you prod deeper, what is it? What did it say again? Like something it.
I gain
Looms
insight
largely
into
in its mind.
reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and
Okay.
something that looms large in its mind.
Yeah. So the emotional state is probably just like anxiety ridden. And the the something that looms large in his mind or in her mind right now is you can't. It's a mixture of like regret and abandonment.
Does she look sad visibly?
No, you can definitely not visibly sad. Not like sad.
Or how does she
More
look
just
visibly?
like upset and like she really does not want to talk about this.
Does she look at Thunar?
Before we continue, you want to
Yes.
do an insight check?
Me?
Havel did.
Havel.
I rolled an 11.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that's like, oh, she's being very truthful. There's nothing that's like telling you that she's lying either.
Mm-hmm.
Now continue.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I always want to know is, whenever we when we ask about this, do either of them like glance at Thunar or anything almost, or have like, maybe like look at like, like anything like that? Okay.
No, there's been no glances. I will say, Havel, from your insight check though, you're able to glean one thing. Maynard seems to be much more like open to talking about it than Duella. Which I think
Give
you've
me a
already
moment.
y'all have already kind of put that
Mhm.
together, but
Give me a second. Havel bit into a snake.
Gotta
Gotta get that down.
To separate
nom,
them.
nom. I would just like to I just like to put my hand on because she looks visibly. How does
upset.
she look visibly upset? I'll put my hand on her and Maynard. Just like, oh, no need to worry about any of these problems or any of these questions. We'll solve them all.
Manar, can you come over here with me?
God.
Oh, sure. You need help with something? As he gets
Yes.
up.
Yeah, split him up.
Yes.
He's like significantly taller than me, right?
Oh yeah, he's probably like maybe a few inches shorter than Thunar. But that might just be from his age.
E-Tep froze. Oh, there, he back.
Yeah. Are there any boxes nearby?
Nope.
Is
I
there
mean, there's
anything I
stuff
can
in the
stand
cart.
on?
There's stuff
Is there
in the
anything I can
cart.
stand on to get eye level with him?
Maybe a rock, if you go.
Is there a rock?
Yeah, so I'm sure you can just like take him off to the side, walk away a little bit, find a rock that you can stand on.
I'm gonna stand on it and look him in the eyes and like lean in.
Sorry, I don't think of you that way.
Look me in the eyes.
Yes.
We want to know what happened because we care about you.
Oh, it's fine. Duella doesn't want me to really share it anywhere.
But I do.
Roll persuasion.
I could sneak up on him.
Oh
That
boy,
wasn't
I got
meant to be persuasion, but
I've got such a good
we
persuasion.
that meant to be intimidation.
Then your choice of persuasion or intimidation.
Good lord.
That sucks. I got a 12.
He's like, if you care for me, why are you saying it like that?
Because you're pissing me off, Manar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay.
Then tell me.
I would say you weren't trying to be stealthy at all, right?
Me?
Yeah, like as you took Maynard away.
No.
Yeah.
As soon as they walked away, I would have walked on over and started talking with Thuella and with Thunar, trying
Oh
to
yeah.
keep
Oh
her
yeah.
busy.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. So is
not
anyone
keeping her
else
busy. I'm
wanting
just
to
making sure
go?
she's okay.
Because you see Havel take him aside, stand on a rock like eye level with him, and start talking. Does anyone want to join in on that conversation or no?
I will.
Ikley, you should go over there.
Yeah, I actually should.
Actually, hey, while he's never mind.
Do I see Ikley approaching?
Is
Is
Ikley
Ikley
approaching?
coming over?
Yeah, she can.
Manar, if it is truly that difficult, we actually have a counselor with us. She works as a counselor.
Oh my
A
god.
counselor?
Yeah, she usually takes and listens. Counselors basically listen to your
Alexandra.
issues and they give advice and they help you through things.
Oh, I didn't. Who is it? I didn't get that idea from anyone.
Do you remember the little one? She's coming this way.
And he turns around. Oh, Ikley.
Hello.
Ikley, you're a counselor, correct?
That seems to be
As he like
the word
looks
on the
at
street.
you with like,
I've been discovered.
Well, as he turns back to Havel, I appreciate the offer, but I'm past it.
Can I put my hand on his shoulder and do suggestion
Sure.
and just say talk about the situation with me.
All right. What does he got to roll?
A 14 on wisdom, which is probably not gonna be hard.
He kind of, as you kind of touch him on the, he's really tall and you're really short, so you might reach like his knee,
His leg.
yeah, his leg, like his upper leg,
His kneecap.
his thigh or
Why don't
whatever.
you
just
talk to me?
Yeah, you're like you can
What?
tell me about it.
Hello.
As he looks down, and he kind of, and he sits like just kind of slumps down on the dirt, sits down.
I'll sit on the rock next to him.
I actually haven't been able to really talk about it with anyone.
And
Thuella,
this is a safe space to do that.
Thuella's been very insistent that we don't. Well, about a few years into working for Mallard, we learned of forcefully learned of a certain rule that he enforces that we did not know about. You see,
Okay.
me and Thuella, we've always wanted a family. Family has always been very important to us. It's been one of the highest one of the highest values we share. And even as we work through this debt, we both decided that we'd want to have a family. And so we were both overjoyed when we found that that Thuella was expecting twins. And well, these twins were born, and we were all very excited until Mallard came to us and said that those who live on his estate, well, there are no children allowed. And we fought. We tried our hardest to keep these children to stay, but he wasn't having it. And so we asked to add on more years that we'll pay for them, but it was a very strict rule that he had. And so we thought we thought maybe we could keep them off the premises, and raise them there, but that we shortly found out that wouldn't work either. Soon enough, we were able to strike a deal with Mallard, in which we would essentially add on a certain number of work days, and he would take care of the children. And so we did. That deal was made, and we added about 600 to 700 days onto our running total. And well, we were working, and then we were able to see the children every now and then. Thuella was able to care for them when she could. But about 2 to 3 years in, we go to try to care for our children, and we can't find them. And
And where did you leave them?
with Mallard, they had we were able to
Like-
arrange something inside of the estate.
Inside of the estate?
Yes, and so we went to see our children, and they weren't there. And upon asking Mallard, he sold them.
And what age were they about the time that you stopped seeing them?
It was about 2 years after they were born.
And how does that make you feel?
I was furious. It was a betrayal of trust. We had an understanding, but he said those children were his. That was part of the agreement, and so he sold them off. Got some wealth from it, and that was that. We didn't know where they went. He wouldn't tell us, and next thing you know, they were gone. And so Thuella was hit the hardest from that. She wasn't able to work for the next, really almost a year and a half. Until I was finally able to, pull her out of that rut, so to say. But shortly when I did so, we made an agreement not to really talk about it, or not to mention it to anyone.
How
And
was it
have
looking?
you? And you said you haven't got to talk to anybody else about it.
No, I've kept that promise. Well,
Okay.
I guess until now.
That's Don't worry about it. Havel?
Oh, I'm no counselor. I'm not
You're
much of a
right.
help. All I know is talking can help, Manar, and I think, though your wife asked you not to speak, this may have been great for your health.
Yes, yes. It does feel good to be able to share it with people I trust.
Yes. During this moment, I would like to look him in the face, look him in the eyes, and I want to kind of like let him in to like my past, because apparently you can do that if you look into my eyes.
Oh yeah, with the harmony. Yeah.
Yeah. And just kind of like tell him that it's okay, that like terrible things happen, but we persevere, basically.
Thought you were gonna show him the Thunar movie, the Ickley point of view.
Yes, yes, yes. It's good to have people who can support and relate to such events. Thank you. As he looks at both Havel and Ickley.
You're more than welcome.
Now about your children.
Oh, I don't know.
Would you ever like to meet your children?
Oh, very much so.
If you met them, how do you think you would react?
Oh, well, kind of like, I haven't thought about that. I've kind of rejected the whole idea. It's well,
Can I
if
ask
I
you a
did,
question?
I'd well, probably first say I'm sorry. But most importantly, I'd probably make sure that they know that I still love them.
So, just a question I've been meaning to ask. It's a little bit off topic, but not too far. How do you guys get your names again? Like, how do you guys name your children again?
Oh, we named our children?
Yeah, like how does your culture name your children?
Oh,
Like, how
the
your
tribe.
people name
Oh,
your
the
children?
Goliaths in general. Okay, yes. Well, the tradition has been that the firstborn will get the first syllable of the father and the second syllable of the mother, and the secondborn would then get the second syllable of the father and the first syllable of the mother.
So, what would be the male name for you two? Like, if that, you know.
The male name?
The firstborn.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
firstborn? Oh, well, our firstborn would either be, let's see here, be, first syllable of the mother. How's it go again? As he kind of thinks, like, yes, the first one would either be, it depends on if it's a boy or a girl, where the
Just a
certain,
boy.
firstborn boy would be, and he thinks, Thunar, I believe. No, wait, that's
How
not even
loudly does he say that?
He's just talking normal, like normal.
Darn, I
Normal
was hoping
voices.
Gunnar was gonna hear it and pop
Do I
in.
hear it?
It's like Thunar, which
Crazy coincidence.
I know, it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
But repeated names happen a lot in this, especially
What
if
was your
you all
secondborn's
inherit.
name?
What was that?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. What was your secondborn's name?
Our secondborn was named Thunar.
Your firstborn was Thunar.
No, well, you see, we had twins, and so
Oh, that's right. So your firstborn would have been.
it was a matter of minutes. So we didn't really count too much. But the first one we named was named Manella, and the second one was named Thunar.
I look at Ickley. And then he,
I
like,
at this
kinda-
Lunar has an older sister.
My investigative skills.
And we
are
met
unmatched,
her.
Ickley. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I did. I would. I don't even know what I would do if I did that. I could. Okay, I'm gonna make a suggestion at third level.
Oh, another one?
Yeah, I have 2. Or 4th level, my bad.
Okay. What is
the-
it? What? How does it?
Or is it?
Does it
No,
scale up
I
at
don't
all?
know.
I don't think it
It
does.
doesn't
I don't think it
scale with
scales
level,
up.
but she's just a
Yeah.
warlock.
It's just a
Oh,
different.
okay.
Yeah.
So you have to. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So I'm gonna say make the connection between Thunar and
Oh,
your
but is he actually
your
making the
firstborn.
connection, or
Think.
basically, but I can't tell him to think.
You're
I
gonna
would-
likely think.
Or
You're gonna
I
like
could
open
say,
up his like 80% of his brain to unlock
Frontal
the
lobe.
the
His
full
frontal lobe
potential.
just
Real.
unlocks.
the full potential of the brain
And
unlocked
that's
by
what counseling
suggestion.
does, folks. This
if
is
somebody
what counseling
discovers something
does.
while under suggestion, do they really discover it?
Yeah.
She's
I
just
don't know.
suggesting.
Suggestions suggest an action to
he
take.
already know. Like, okay, here's the thing. He already knows that Thunar's name is Thunar. He just doesn't think it's his son necessarily. But we both think that he just needs to make that connection because everything is there. He just needs to connect the dots.
That's big brain. I like
Like,
it.
yeah,
I
she
like
could
it.
suggest for him to think it through, like not
Yes.
just dismiss it.
But I'm worried of it
That's a good
saying
one.
But-
think it through
Use your
because it
logic
could think it
skills.
through in his logic again, and it would be wasted.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to make that suggestion of where it'll actually come out to the right thing.
That's rough. That's a good idea.
So that's
Well,
why I
remind
did
them
it
that they're
way.
also from the same tribe, so
I did what I could. I mean, I told him
and the
what would
timeline
make
matches.
sense.
And Thunar
Yeah.
has his mother's nose.
Look at these pictures.
Oh, Phelan's got the
They really got the
pictures.
picture.
Speaking
So what
of
we got?
which, I'll let you kind of think about. Do you have something you want to do, or are you still thinking about it?
I was gonna do that.
Oh, okay. Like commit, like suggest that you think it through.
Not think it through. Just make the connection between Thunar being their firstborn, basically, or yeah, firstborn.
Or
And
second.
I want him to think of.
Second born.
Yeah, he would
I'm
be.
trying
the
to think of
second
how to
one.
word this. Think of all the recent events and the events that happened in that incident and connect the dots, basically.
Use your brain.
Yeah, for real.
All right. So is it a 14 again?
Sadly, it is.
Like thinking it through with the possibility, like not
Yes.
dismissing it, because he's just dismissing it right now.
Mhm. He's got all the information. I'm just asking him to connect the dots, basically, logically.
And then he's like, He kind of sits there. And he just like, rarely have you seen someone like this deep in thought. He just kind of sits there, sitting on the dirt, just like staring down, thinking really hard. And
Like how-
while he does that, Thunar and Phelan, I guess anyone else who was there, you started that conversation with Luella. What did y'all want to do? Or
Oh, we were just like kind of consoling her. I guess.
I mean, I was gonna go for information.
Oh, I was just consoling her.
I was gonna take a different approach. I was gonna take a different approach than what I had been
then
doing.
take your
so far, so.
approach.
But I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste time if we're gonna get the same information.
Yeah. I'll say this is like because this conversation will be happening while they're talking to Maynard.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, Phelan will come over, and sit down. Of course, first step, of course, making sure that she's okay. Making sure she's not paying attention as they walk away with Maynard. But Luella,
Yes.
it's obvious that whatever happened is quite difficult for you all.
Yes, and I'd like not to discuss it further.
Have you and Maynard ever discussed it?
Well, we've had to, of course, but
I don't mean just talking about what happened. I mean talking it through. Actually trying to process a situation that happened.
I'm not
I
quite sure I know what you mean.
Look, I want us to be able to trust each other, okay?
Oh, I trust you. Yes.
But I looked at Thunar for, kind of like,
A little, like, help me out here, buddy.
Like, yeah, he trusts us.
Let me put it this way for you, Phelan, was it?
yes.
Just because I don't want to talk about it doesn't mean that I don't trust you. Simply means that I don't want to hurt myself in that way to tell you something that is not necessary for you to know.
I think it is still for us to help you,
Oh,
because I think that there is something we can do.
No, trust me.
You might.
With this, there's nothing you can do.
I look at. I think that there is. I
Oh.
genuinely think that there is a way for us to help you.
We are certainly going to see about the whole,
No, Thunar, no. That's not what I'm talking about. Zoella knows what I'm talking about. Listen, I understand why you don't want to talk about it. Believe me, I do. I'm sure that the pain of what happened to you is quite gruesome. I understand that.
Dude, I cannot.
You lost someone, didn't you?
And she just doesn't respond. She just looks away.
You know, when I was a child, the people didn't like who I was because of what I am or what my father was. They were afraid of us. And well, when I'll make flame in my hand when some things happened as I started to get older. Well, they thought it was dangerous and that I was gonna hurt someone, and so
How would they think that?
they tried to. The people that we lived in the village we lived in, they tried to kill my family. My mother and I ran, and my father did as well. But before we could all get out, they had cornered us, and well, my father made a point of escape for us and gave us a small opening. But well, that left him behind, sitting to take the punishment for my existence. And while I know it's not a thing not much I can do necessarily right now. It's if I had a chance to get back what I lost, I wouldn't hesitate to grab it. I'm offering you that chance.
Duella will kind of look at you. I appreciate the offer. I really do. And I'm very sorry to hear about what happened to you and your family. But I've grown past this. I've accepted what has happened and know that, well, really not much can be done to change it.
I'll stand up. I'm going to prove to you that you haven't lost it what you think you did.
I would certainly like for you to be right.
You'll see. And I'm just gonna walk over to my bedroll and lay down
All right.
and turn in.
Those with Maynard.
I look towards Ikley. So how do we do this? You're the counselor.
Well, it has been in my experience that when dealing with such sensitive situations that you face them head on, Um and it helps when a whole group is there, and I think that we should all be there to support him, and I think that's what's best to do. What do you
Which
think?
is rip off the Band-Aid. Forgive me.
Let's go.
Manar, could you come with us?
Absolutely.
I can lead the way.
I throw back my hood if it was on, and I start marching away with my little sass on the way to go save the day.
Her tiny strides, and we're having the slow walk behind you.
Yep,
As
and
the
I
rest of
look
the party,
fierce.
we'll see Maynard, Havel, and Ikley not
That's right.
walking, like striding up to the.
Oh, I'm strutting. It's a runway.
Yes.
I did this.
Striding up as they approach.
Tombstone?
Oh my god, they're back on my headphones. It's fine. It's fine. I'm so much
All
cooler
right,
than that.
so they approach. What does everyone do?
Oh, hello, guys.
Tombstone is just like,
Why, hello.
I know Tombstone. I look good, but not for you.
Havel has something to say.
Yes.
Oh, doesn't he always?
I took Manar aside and had a discussion with him and invited her counselor friend over, and she pulled some information out of him. What was that information, Ikley?
Upon hearing that, Thuella just snaps a look at Maynard. As Maynard kind of just like puts his arms like this and kind of just looks around, not really
Can I
meeting
put my hand on
Thuella's gaze.
Thuella's shoulder and just say, like, it's okay. It's not leaving, but we do need to discuss it because it seems to be a problem.
Is there a rock nearby?
Hear him out.
There are many rocks nearby.
I'm standing on the tallest one.
You coward!
Manar, Thuella, many years ago, you had a child. In fact, you had 2 children. You thought you lost them, never to be seen again. Hark! I tell you, those children are not lost.
What is he doing?
In fact, one remains seen to this day.
Maynard leans over to her. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Manar, you said your second child's name. Could you repeat it aloud for me?
Thunar?
Oh, hey,
Thuella, what was your
my
second
name.
child's name?
What'd you say?
What was your second child's
No,
name?
who'd you direct that to?
Thuella.
Oh, she doesn't respond.
Fair enough. Behold, I have information that will both bring joy to you and break your brain.
No more of that tonight.
No, one last time.
Here, I say.
Lo!
My brain cannot handle this anymore.
So we walk
Whoa.
through the shadow, the valley of the shadow of death.
Lo! Your second child stands here with us. Thunar,
Where? Huh?
you are their child.
And can I kind of like pat him on the back and push him forward a little bit as
yeah.
much as I can?
And just silence hangs in the air after Havel
my
does
arm
his
over
grand,
my arm
does his
raised.
grand reveal. Silence just hangs.
And we met the other one too.
Can I clap?
Sure. A soft clap from Ikley.
Golf clap.
Maynard's like we've discussed before, repeated names happen all the time in the tribal lands.
But I want you to think about what happened in the
Look at
past
their
that you discussed
noses.
with us.
Look at their noses.
And look at their noses. As my sources tell me.
Looks at the noses. They are noses, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't they identical?
Are noses different?
Usually, yes.
Thunar doesn't know who his parents were and was abandoned around the time that you both lost your children. Is that also merely a coincidence, or you just want to live in... I don't even know what the word is. Ignorance?
Denial.
Yeah, denial. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Simply having someone named Thunar born around the same time that our
And
children.
abandoned around the same time that your children were
That,
abandoned.
that doesn't mean anything. That
So
that
do
could
you
be
know anybody else named Thunar?
Me personally, no. I do not. Thunar, do you
Interesting.
know anyone else named Thunar?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, me, Thunar? Know anybody else? Oh,
Yes.
I'm one of a kind. Well,
Indeed
I guess
you are.
probably two of a kind.
This is killing me.
I'm just gonna roll over in my bedroll.
We quit the campaign.
Whenever
They don't
we're-
do it. We're done here.
Just gonna kind of call up from my bedroll. We're never gonna convince them with just words.
It's okay, they don't want to be happy.
No matter how true it might be, it's gonna take a little bit more than that to
Phelan,
To
what
prove
would it
it.
take? Because so far it hasn't worked with their eyesight, which seems poor, or their ears, which
My
also
eyes
seem
are
poor.
perfect.
Because they do
I
not
can
listen.
Oh,
see
they
you.
are.
They do
Then
not.
Do you
we're
know-
gonna
I can
know.
see you loud and clear. Havel.
How, Maynard,
Yes.
how did you lose your children? And I want a straight answer.
Oh, well.
I'll get up out of the. I'll get up
Anyone
out of
in
the
the
bedroom.
peripherals just sees Thuella glaring at Maynar.
Thuella, tone it down. Goodness gracious.
I'll walk over.
The well is
I'll
a
walk over
very
to
controlling
Thuella.
woman.
She
I'll,
is.
I'll walk over to Maynard, and then I'll walk actually over to Thuella. Did you lose them, or were they taken?
Thuella answers, taken.
That's a start. And I'm guessing it was this Lord Mallard.
No response.
Phelan, it was Lord Mallard who took the children. He did not want children in his estate.
Is that correct? Yes or no, Thuella? Shake your head. Yes or no?
Thuella,
You're a liar.
They
I
tried to raise
understand.
their children away from the estate, but it
seems-
does not matter.
It seems as though my husband would rather me relive this.
Well, he would rather you relive this because he cares about you.
He was forced.
Well, maybe you should take a moment and just cool
My
off
friend, he has
Before we
a
have
whimper.
Listen back
before
to
we
this.
have
We have
another
a
bar
session this
fight.
evening. Don't mind him.
So I understand that we are overstepping our bounds here.
No, we're not.
All right, I understand that this is your past,
So Thunar's-
but
What
All
he
of
said
us
was
here
what he said was
believe-
true.
Okay, thank you.
so if they were lost, I can only assume that Lord Mallard did not keep your children.
No, he sold them. Like
Well-
property, he sold them.
Well, then if we're gonna settle this, probably I'll look to Havel. If you want an answer, the way we settle this is we find where he sent them. And we kill everyone along the way once we get the information we need.
Oh, whoa!
Phelan.
Maynard goes, whoa!
Phelan, that is the best idea you've had yet.
That is the worst
I say we
idea.
go back to
No,
Lord Mallard.
sorry.
No.
I'm
You're
taking
good.
Thunar. I'm going to turn to face directly at Thunar and point it. I don't care what you want to say right now. Yes, it's not the righteous path or the right path, but these are your parents. You are their
No.
son.
You're
Don't talk to me, Thunar, when I'm speaking right now.
Son, shut your mouth.
I don't care if you don't believe it right now. All right, but I know this to be true, and we're gonna prove it to you, and then we're gonna kill all the bastards that stole you away from them,
All of them.
and
We're not
sent you to live in
killing
misery by
anyone.
yourself.
Yes, we
We're
are.
not killing anyone.
Manar
Prefer
and
no
Thuella
blood
will
be
no
shed.
longer
No
be slaves.
killing.
Including
And I
Maynard,
suggest you use your
Maynard,
brain.
whatever his
We
name
I
don't-
is.
fight for justice. No
Everyone,
killing.
we don't want a second incident here. So
If we have
let's-
to, we will send an army.
Incidents are my forte.
No.
We could have Tombstone
No,
eat Lord
I've been
Mallard.
thinking.
That's
Just
I'm gonna
a
go
lot.
over
Tombstone,
to
he is
Maynard.
I recently peed on a
Fantastic.
table.
I'd like to go
I
over to
agree.
Maynard.
Yes.
You want to prevent a second incident? You said.
Yes, I would no. Yes.
How many other people do you think probably had to deal with similar situations with this Lord Mallard?
Let's kill him.
In the time we were
How many
there,
people have to suffer the same way you did?
nobody.
Is this man? Are we supposed to just let this man exist like this, do this kinds of stuff?
You tell
You're
him
okay with
anyway.
that?
I
You're
mean,
okay with letting him have the power over you and every other person that's currently under his authority? Maybe we don't need to kill him. Maybe that's too far.
We should.
I have
But
another
something
idea.
needs to be done.
Thunar, what is your idea?
Darkmail.
Blackmail.
black.
I'm sorry. What?
Blackmail. Sorry.
Either way,
Anyway.
the only
I will
way
think of a
that
plan.
the only way that we're gonna prove to you that what we say is true is to find the trail, is to find the evidence, to show you what happened.
look. I hate Mallard just as much as anyone else who works there. He's slimy. He sold my children. And the only reason I am still there is because I have to work.
Okay, so I look her in
Okay,
the eyes,
Tombstone.
and I want to do the same thing I did. Y'all are gonna think I'm crazy for doing this twice, but I want to do the same thing I did earlier. Because this feat also says that they will basically see what I have seen, but also take up arms to fight with me and like fight for a cause.
Oh, geez.
So I would like to see if that could even work. If it doesn't, it's fine. At least she'll see that someone has been where she has been. But yeah, I want to try that out.
Okay, so you look at her in the eyes, and upon like gazing into each other's eyes, there's just almost like a moment of understanding between you two. And Thuella kind of like gets a little less like kind of uptight, I'll say. Loosens up just a little bit as she tells you, if you can convince me, then maybe, just maybe, I'd be willing to have some hope.
That's all we can ask for,
What
and that's okay.
now? What proof do we have to give you in order for you to believe this? Let's put it nicely. This is a theory, right? We have a theory that we're
have a theory.
crafting here. That
Theory
Thunar here
that might hurt
is
me
your
and them
long
and everyone
lost
else here.
son.
The theory that might hurt me tonight and tomorrow and forever and them forever if you do it wrong.
What proof do you need? Because the dates line up. And
We don't know.
Dates,
Pregnancy
names,
lines up.
Thunar,
dates,
how old are you?
names, facial
I am
features,
28 years old. Actually,
brain deadness.
nearing on 29. No, I'm not. I'm actually
Nearing
28.
on 29. Well, we've been working for Mallard for about 30 years, and the children were born about 2 years into working.
Proof number one. What's number two?
Maynard narrows his eyes, goes back over to where y'all were doing math in the dirt, squats down, writes a few numbers, finds 28. Huh.
Stop it.
Aw.
Adds up and like thinks a little bit, estimates like a 0.5,
Hey,
goes
proof
to a
number 2.
28.5. Oh.
Thunar,
Ah,
do you remember ever having a family?
I'm not even gonna roll for that one. No.
Almost as if you never had one. Or this may be a stretch. You were taken from them.
That would have been terrible. I think I would have remembered that.
Oh my gosh.
Do I
You were
remember being
so
taken?
young.
Old. You were 2 years old. No, you wouldn't remember that.
I'm gonna lose it. Habel starts to like pace.
Being
Proof
young, you don't
number
remember traumatic
3.
events if you can't.
Proof number 3. Goliath named their children using the syllables of their names. And while there is evidence that there could be repeats, all of us here only know one Thunar.
But there's a very small collective of individuals.
Maynard raised his hand. I know 2 Thunars now.
Yeah, yeah.
You could know 1 or possibly 2 if we were wrong, but you cannot
Listen.
definitively say that you know 2.
Maynard kind of puts his hand together. You all make very convincing arguments, but and he looks at Thunar.
We do, don't we?
Outside of some small resemblances of maybe height or us both being Goliath, there's really no other trait that we have that we share.
He's right.
You think the same way.
You laugh
talk
the
way.
same.
You laugh
No,
the
we
same.
don't.
No, why would we do that?
You think the same.
I think on my own.
Oh, that was a good one.
Dear
Upon
God.
hearing both of them laugh,
I'm
Maynard
in
stops.
hell.
You know, this is almost as good as an interaction as that person we ran into on the way here. What was her name
Yes.
again?
Oh,
Manila.
that's
Oh, Manila. Yeah, I'm so glad we met Manila. I wonder where she is.
Almost as if you found both your children.
Thunar, looking kind of like as you make that joke and kind of look at Maynard again as you do your laugh. You see Maynard's looking at you now, but a lot more serious.
What's Thuella look like?
You look at Thuella, and she's kind of like looking back and forth between you and Maynard.
I'd like to pull the notebook out, and I would like to kind of like just hand it over to Thuella since she's looking between the two of them. And then
She
I
grabs
hand
it,
it to Thuella, and I just kind of step back.
grabs it, looks at it, looks at it again, and just kind of like puts her hand over her mouth
About
and
time.
just looks up.
What's going on, guys?
Make a joke again.
You want me to make a joke?
Yes.
That puts one on the spot. Oh God, I gotta think of a joke now. You jerk.
You better figure it out.
Lunar, you can
any
tell
joke
tell
is-
us a metaphor. That's a good joke.
Ah. Joke, funny idea. Hold up.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, let me
This
go
is
grab my
taking
dad
too
joke
long.
book.
I have
This
no
is
idea.
Taking too long.
Ah.
Hurry, don't
Um.
lose it.
Talk about your thick skull again.
my thick skull. Oh, it's so thick. It nearly got penetrated by the likes of their ideas and their silly ideas. Get it the metaphor because you can't penetrate skulls with ideas.
Dad jokes.
As he becomes serious once again, and he'll kind of like then turn square and like walk up to you, and you'll like kind of lean in and look again the similar way when you first met.
I'll lean into him.
Hmm.
Your eyes. They're the same color as mine.
Thank goodness.
What color are my eyes?
The color of your
Blue?
mom's?
Were they? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't remember.
They were brown,
It's like they're
but
brown.
they don't have to be brown.
He looks at your nose. Looks at Thuella. Your nose is the same as Thuella's.
called Goliaths.
He kind of sits, he thinks. Take off your armor.
That's a good, funny request there. I don't know if we're that close. We're making those kinds
Take
of
it
jokes. Oh, yes, okay. Or strips?
And he'll like, and as he does so, he'll like go and look at your back. And he'll just like keep looking, and then he'll go and he'll like touch a certain spot on your arm,
Oh,
or on your back.
oh,
You have a birthmark.
really?
Oh, you won't be able to see it from there.
Oh. Tries the other shoulder.
As he kind of steps back and looks at Thunar kind of in full again. Where are you from?
Where am I from?
What tribe?
I am not from a tribe that I know of. At the age of, I don't know, my teen years, I earned my way into Gorak.
But where were you from?
Should I roll something for that?
Just answer how Thunar would answer.
That hut over there. Here?
And then Thuel will kind of walk up and show Thunar or show Maynard the same drawing that Phelan showed him or showed her, and you'll take it and kind of like pull it up, hold it up next to Thunar, and look. Thunar?
Maynard?
And he'll walk up, and he'll put out his hand to shake again,
Oh, okay.
and he'll grab it, and he kind of shakes it, and then just like a small or a smile will just kind of start to creep along his face. He's like,
What are we laughing at?
as he'll just pull in and like grab you by the shoulders and take you in for a hug.
Oh, I'll give him a big hug. Hey, what's going on?
My brain tells me it's not true. Everything in my gut tells me that it can't be, but my eyes, everything I can see, everything I can make out, but most importantly, my heart is telling me that it is you.
What's me?
As he kind of takes out a hug and holds you by your shoulders again. Thunar, I think I am your father.
About time.
And this, as he kind of gestures toward Duella, is your mother.
Dad? Mom?
Oh, he kind of like scratches his head. Wow. I mean, just look at you. You've grown.
Yeah. Goliaths do that.
That they do. I mean, you're taller than me now. Although it dies out, you might not be as strong. There's so much we have to tell you. So much you have to tell us, such as you have other houses? How long have you made them? Who taught you?
The first 4 fell down.
Well, you gotta try and, I guess, get back up again.
Yeah.
as Maynor kind of look to the rest of the party. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No,
Havel's gonna
thank
walk away.
you.
I told you.
I think you owe me a gold piece.
Havel's
told-
walking away.
He'll take the
very
gold piece.
quickly.
He'll take the gold piece out of his pocket, flick it towards Briar.
I told you. I told you I'd get him back.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's it's been a long night.
Yeah.
But Thunar, if it's okay with you, we can make it a little longer.
Yeah.
We can sleep on the ride.
Yeah.
Come on, as he kind of puts his arm around you and kind of walks off to a distant rock. Let's catch up. Carl, I guess, will kind of sit up, walk over, kind of stoke the fire a bit.
Is-
It's starting to die.
Is Luella coming?
Yeah, Thua's with you. It's with both of you. Yeah. Stoke the fire that started to die. Think it's about time we'll let them have their moment. As you kind of look at the rest of you all. Good job. You know, when that group, that task force was made, it was up to me and Mara to decide who to come, who to pick. But it was ultimately my final say on who gets to get in and who makes it. Took me a while to decide. But you wanna know why I chose you all? You call it a hunch, a feeling. Something about it told me that y'all could do what I couldn't. And that right there, that was something I wouldn't know how to do. So rest well tonight. He kind of gets up.
You know, Karu?
Yeah?
There may be hope for you yet.
Kind of laughs a bit. You know, you're starting to make me think that's possible. And he'll walk off to go sleep in the cart. I feel like that's a good place to end tonight's session.
Oh my god!
Ikley turns back at post.